So in today's video, you're in for a special treat because I'm going to show you my last project, similar to the one we're doing outside. Let's do it. So this is his last project. I'll give you a tour of the outside and then we'll dive inside. Here we have the exhaust pipes. One is a air intake for the heating system and one is the exhaust for the heating system also. Up here we've got the beacon for when you're towing, but also this is a shower head and a shower controls. So right, that's that. This is the wood burning stove pipe and also a water tank which heats the water up for the shower. These are for the awning, which I'll demonstrate when I set that up. This is solar to charge the batteries up inside. These windows are all solid oak and double glazing, and also we have a rail here, and this is for the awning. So now that middle tube's on, I can put my hammock on now. So now we've got the hammock set up. The awning is actually made out of aluminium scaffold tubes and just conventional scaffold clips, so that's why it's obviously it's welded to a steel structure, so it's mega strong. So you could either put like a swinging chair on here, hammock, whatever you want. But right, let's take a look inside. Right, let's get some lights on. So now we're inside, I'm going to take you through and show you each like moving part, each switch and so on, what everything does and all the hidden features. So we'll start with this. So we've got here, this is the kitchen. It contains a sink, a hob and all the controls for the plumbing, the shower, everything. So in here we've got, this is the controls for the plumbing. We've got a compressor. This is the igniter for the gas hob. And I've got some controls up here. This one turns the compressor on. That is the water pump. This is for the tabletop, which I'll show you in a second. And that is for the water temperature. So we've got here sink, That's the sink. This is a hob. And there. The igniter. And I bet you're wondering where the tap is. So back down here we have got this here. So that's his cooking department. So we've got in here, this is his little wood burner which heats the water up. Also keep you nice and toasty in winter. And this little wheel up here is the air vent to keep the control of fire. Moving on, we've got some books here, but they're not the doors, so we'll open them up. We've got in there. This is his heating controls. We've got a digital like Bluetooth radio. It does quite a lot of stuff, which also links to the telly. And in this cupboard we've got more controls, solar panel. That's the TV. We've got CCTV. This powers the USB charging ports. We've got one for the thermostat, one for the remote control side because everything's remote control for the lights, and that is for the fibre optics in the ceiling. This side, we've got a power supply for that, power supply for that. So moving to the back of the trailer, I've got another little gadget here. This is an electric table. So I'll show you inside the table. We've got some lights. These are from the original Muck Spreader. We've got this one's for the charger for the Nintendo Switch. We've got a HDMI if you wanted to plug your laptop or your Nintendo docking station in. Some USB chargers, and that is for the mouse for the CCTV. Over here we've got another light, bit more light here, some LEDs. So looking around this side of the trailer, when I built this and designed it sort of in my head, I didn't do really any designs, I just built it, but I made the windows to fit the blinds, if you know what I mean. It were like the rebates of the windows, and then I measured it out from the rebates, which sounds a bit silly, but I wanted some nice sleek blinds. So that's that part. Also in the windows we have some lights. All the wiring's in the framework. Probably wondering now how you sleep in here. So we've got more buttons, so let's press them. I'll move my legs, and there it goes. I'll show you this. Hold on. So 2 bench seats. Now these beds, when I started making these, I used some windscreen wiper motors, there's some serious limit switches, actuators, and just kept doing it until it worked. And the tolerances were quite, well, really hard to to make everything go back in and fit and actually work as it does. Lots to think about, but it works. So that's one half. So here now we have double bed. If you were laid down wanting to watch TV, we've got some more buttons to press. So there we go. So just looking at the like gadgets, if you want to call it, I've got the CCTV. There's 3 cameras on this trailer. I'll just show you. I'll tell you, it'll be easier. So I've got, here we are. So if I click on, that's the back of the trailer, so you can see who's at back here. I've got one at the side. And there's also one underneath the door, but the door's open. We've got this here. We've got this one. And up in the ceiling, we've got this one here. One there. And these are where the diesel heater blows the red hot air to keep you warm, and which it does a real good job in here once you put that diesel heater on. God, it's red hot in here. Like I mentioned before, the tolerances with building this vehicle, I'll show you inside the workings. You can see, you can see in there. These are the workings. So as you retract, and this is the other side. Same again, very little space for anything. Something I haven't explained is the audio in this trailer. We have visible there, we've got a subwoofer there, a subwoofer here, and there's actually another 8 speakers under the beds behind the reclining chairs. We've got 2 speakers behind the telly and other various tweeters, and literally they are just taken out of things I've dismantled and just put them all together on an amplifier. I think we've got about a 400 watt amplifier, which when you crank it up in here, wow, very loud. So another feature in here, which this took me when I was building this were like the last, I felt like giving up doing this, but we put 192 fibre optic lights within all the woodwork, and all the woodwork in here is solid oak, so it's really hard to work with. But I'll dim the lights, I'll show you a little thing of what I mean. this is the electrics or the fuse board. So inside here, so inside there, there's about, I think about 40, maybe 45 wiring circuits. That's just all in 12 volt for all the different things what happens in here. Got a lot of relays, a lot of limit switches. We've got a lot, everything's remote control, the lights, etc. So, and a lot of the working parts are wiper motors, actuators, even homemade actuators what I've actually built. So this project took me, I think, 4 years to complete and to build, and using literally parts, whatever I could find and like take apart and then utilise. And some of the engineering what I had to do in here were, God, it was mind bending. It was just, you had to constantly create a problem, overcome the problem, and just keep building until everything finally come together, which were really good. So if anybody wants any more information or any questions or want me to show them anything else in this trailer, leave us a message and I'll get back to you. So, and also if you keep watching my current project, what I'm doing, that's a farm trailer, a tipping trailer, and I'm converting that into the same sort of, it won't be as complex as this, but there'll be a lot of engineering going back into that trailer I'm actually building now. So